Hello, my friend. I am so happy and grateful now that you are present with me in this moment of collaboration. I have spent the last few days in a state of creative flow of great momentum as I revisit the creations of my past. Countless hours of footage documenting my creative arts have sat dormant on a hard drive collecting dust. Many projects left in a state of partial completion as I got lost in the fractals of perfectionism and forgot of their maturation. Now the time has come for me to return to these dormant seeds and breathe life into them once more. As I cleanse myself of this perfectionism that no longer shrouds my path of inspired action, I seek to share the truth of myself as I step into my creative flow, and thus I now begin my first exercise in public speaking. I have chosen the documentation of this sculpture to represent the beginnings of my new growth, as it was created in the beginning of summer just less than a year ago. Now I bring the growing energy of life into this conversation, as the posting of this video marks the beginning of my growth on this platform. The collaboration of your feedback and ideas in the comments and likes below help me to better align myself with the flow of the algorithm and to understand what is desired to be seen in the world. I would like you to know that I am truly grateful for your support. To you it may appear small, but your contributions will lead to something greater than can be imagined. I have spent much time dreaming of great structures and communities in which I have participated in the growth and creation. I see the workings of artist collectives built on the foundation of compassion and the love of cooperative creation. I see vast gardens of edible plants, fruits, and herbs growing in symbiosis with all living beings that inhabit the space, resting upon and surrounding structures that have been built into the earth. Stones, finely crafted into geometric shapes and patterns, form dome-like structures stacked into terraced mounds to form hills and steps that are seamlessly integrated with community activity spaces and edible forest gardens. The interior of these structures, being underground, are well and naturally illuminated from large skylights above interior courtyard gardens and from windows and entrances leading to the terraced gardens outside. I see many creative studios and workshops that flow seamlessly together and are integrated into comfortable spaces, with kitchens, lounges, and open rooms for collective learning and collaboration. Layers of living stone coat the walls inside of these structures. This living stone gives a sensation of inhabiting a cavern and forms an ecosystem with other plants, moss, fungi, and lichens that all act in symbiosis to form an air filtration and climate control system for the living spaces that can be tuned by the cycling of different sound frequencies. I have seen myself singing to the walls with great love, joy, and gratitude, as light, warm mist arose from ferns and moss and carried with it a refreshing scent of nature and life. Above my head, large flowers blossomed as they filtered the sunlight coming from above, and patches of lichen on the walls began to emit a subtle glow. I was in peace and one with my environment. While exploring this organic community city structure, I emerged through an archway and stepped into a courtyard garden with many places to sit and rest. At the other end of the courtyard is a short wall, and beyond that wall is a vast open canyon that expands out in both directions. At the bottom of the canyon rests a small, gentle river that twists between small fields and forests. The opposite canyon walls are not flat, but are curved in and out and hold many alcoves like the one I stood upon. Natural stone archways span the gaps between the narrow sections of the canyon and act as bridges to connect the separation. Far above my head, integrated into the ceiling of the canyon, sat large, geometric, glass dome-like structures that gave passage to light coming from the sky and glimpses of leaves and branches of large trees. Throughout the caverns, creative artworks are abundant, everywhere, and seamlessly integrated into the environment. As I continued walking through the underground rooms and hallways connecting in vast networks, I see children running down the halls as they interact with small creatures that burrow through the plants, gaps, crevices, and tunnels hidden in the walls, and whisper to each other the secrets of their favorite hidden places. I see many people communicating in collective collaborations as they radiate such a profound joy and enthusiasm for life. I see countless many common spaces, often with cushions and tables, with small gardens and aquascapes throughout. Many collections of books and tools for communication and learning are freely available, including a wall with a large, flat, dark gray stone slate that can be illustrated upon and is integrated with technology. I see many people carry with them a rectangular plate of stone about the size of 4 palms. I recognize this to be a technological device called a slate. It is a computer often used for recording and sketching ideas or retrieving notes and literature. It has a gray slate, stone-like surface and can be written upon with a finger or a pen in a shade of gray, black or white. Small icons can be accessed to navigate files or connect to a local network and retrieve archived information or communicate with others through written text or drawn images. Other devices are also used, with more powerful computers and screens to render digital creations. However, the slate appears to be the most common, versatile, sturdy, low energy, and is easily constructed and maintained. The slate is given to children at a young age, along with the understanding of its functions and how to assemble, construct, maintain, and repair it. I see the design and creation of many small components that are quickly printed or grown from natural materials and combined together to create unique and novel inventions and solutions. I see vast infrastructure and transportation networks integrated into these living structures that form and complete their own ecosystems. Many of the more industrial workshops and facilities that produce louder sounds and dust, such as foundries and metalworking studios, are isolated. Like the warehouses and storage facilities, are located further underground, but are still well ventilated and illuminated with natural light from channels to the surface. In this collective, I see people participating in a system of mentorship. The mentors share their craft with their students and teach them to create items that can be shared or used in commerce with other communities. In return, the apprentice assists their mentor in the completion of larger creative productions. I see this environment nurturing and elevating artists and creators to a lifestyle of self-sufficiency and abundance, where a state of creative flow comes easily and the communication and collaboration with others is effortless and joyful, where communities unite in cooperation to align in harmony and symbiosis with the earth. In my dream, I see myself speaking these words with ease and confidence, for I know they are truth. We grow our own foods and recycle or reuse all of our waste. We live in symbiosis with our natural environment and all things on Earth. Our resources are shared and cared for responsibly. We prioritize the wealth of our resources over the acquisition of currency. All of our needs and infrastructures are produced sustainably. We downsize our technology and minimize our energy consumption. We harmonize with nature for our inspirations in technological advancements. Our technology is open source and free to use. We live in a natural state of creative flow and abundance. The process of making this video has been an act of breaking through out of a state of stagnation and restriction that I no longer allow to constrain me, as I shed the old habits and patterns to align myself deeper with my heart-centered truth. If you are inspired to do so, I now invite you to experience the stream for yourself and to illustrate or create what you see and to share in collaboration with the community on this platform. If you would like to use my words and audio to overlay on a video, feel free to do so. And if you send me a request, I will share with you the original audio files. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude for your collaboration in this journey and for your participation in the alignment with a state of natural flow in symbiosis with Earth. In this video, I am constructing a sculpture created from metals salvaged from abandoned and forgotten waste. This sculpture is created in the likeness and tribute to the plant Typhaceae latifolia, commonly known as cattails. These plants are native where I live and have an abundant connection to our ancestors. If you would like to know more about the steps taken to create this sculpture, or if you are interested in starting a business formed around the creation of sculptures like this one, please feel free to ask me any questions. I would be happy to guide you to any sources of material, required tools, and outlets for sale. I had once contemplated making a business out of the production of these specific sculptures, but ultimately I decided not to do so, as I found the repetitive creation of the same piece of art to be somewhat monotonous and boring, as I lose the stream of creative flow that brought the project to me in the first place, when I focus on the production of art for capital gain over the creative fulfillment. I understand there is creative flow to be found in honing one's skills in the creation of a specific artwork. I have found a path of my own in the exploration and creation of new ideas and adaptations. To end this video, I would like to share with you a piece of poetry I have been writing recently. I am grateful for any feedback you would like to share, or if you would like to collaborate and contribute your ideas to this piece. I plan to release it in a video of its own in the near future. Abundance comes from creative flow. Creativity is a fertilizer for what it connects with. As you enter a state of flow, ideas will come to you abundantly and effortlessly. When you encounter an obstacle that does not have an apparent creative solution, it is important to remain in flow, like the stream that moves gently around the rocks and obstacles in its way. As your flow progresses and gains momentum, you may come to notice that what was once an obstacle in your path is now overcome easily and effortlessly. A moment may arise when you encounter a wall, an obstacle that cannot be easily overcome or passed around. It is okay to take a moment of rest, to accumulate the momentum you have been building and expand upon what you have already created. All of the creations and collaborations that have brought you to this moment are like the tributaries in your creative flow. When a river encounters a dam, its banks begin to swell with the abundance of water as it undergoes the process of becoming a lake. Eventually, as the accumulation reaches a threshold, the flow continues. What you have created is a reservoir, a place that can be drawn upon, shared, cultivated by larger communities, and nourish all of those in your presence. The obstacles may appear daunting and overwhelming, but as the stream meets the rocks with gentle force, the water flows around and over them, gently seeping into the pores and crevices. The rock has become one with the stream. When we imagine a stream in nature, we do not see the water by itself. We see the stream resting in the embrace of the earth, depositing its nutrients in the silt and sands, encompassing and becoming one with the obstacles as they become habitats and shelters of the life it contains. The stream is more than just water. The stream is what holds the water, what lives within the water, the flow and power of the water. The stream is an ecosystem. Throughout time and changes, what makes up the stream may move on, but the stream remains a stream, flowing the natural path of least resistance, a state of natural perpetual flow. As you connect and flow, you become the stream. As you become the stream, you become the ecosystem of creative flow. You become the source of abundance. Creativity is the sacred source expressing itself through you. As the stream flows, it gives nourishment to the land. Where you create, you spread abundance in your path. When you approach the source of creativity with gratitude and love, you give permission for the source to flow through you. Blessings of love, light, harmony, and creative flow.